Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're going to speak to her this week. Have you spoken to her?
I've tried. I tried over the 2-week break. She wasn't interested in speaking.
I mean, it is spring break. Where could she be?
Steve, I'll tell you, I was at the tire shop here in my hometown of Rome, Georgia today, and people were asking me about it. They're outraged. Everywhere I go in my district, everyone is so angry at Mike Johnson.
Ditching a work call to hang out at the tire shop? Now that's how you spend a vacation. Now, y'all remember when we last left Marjorie Taylor Greene, codenamed Capitol Hill Karen.
But yet our majority has been completely
Members are
handed over
reminded to direct their
Democrats.
remarks to the chair, please.
Madam Speaker, it is the will of our voters and it is the will of Republicans across the country that this bill should not be brought to the floor, that this bill will absolutely destroy our majority, and will tell every single one of our voters that this majority is a failure.
Well, Speaker Mike Johnson is doing everything he can to please his caucus.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're going to speak to her this week. Have you spoken to her?
I've tried. I tried over the 2-week break. She wasn't interested in speaking. And that's okay. Look, Marjorie is upset about the spending bill, and guess what? So am I.
If you leave me now, you take away the biggest part of me.
As it relates to Marjorie Taylor Greene, real quick, so you've reached out, but she's not returning your calls or something along those lines?
We exchanged text messages over the break.
Ooh, darling, please don't go.
So you've reached out, but she's not returning your calls or something along those lines?
We exchanged text messages over the break multiple times and told her that I really would love to visit by phone or at her convenience, and she said she wasn't interested in that. So.
Ooh, girl, I just want you to stay. Now, if you're scoring at home, we have the Speaker of the House going all out to please an extremist in his party for the crime of negotiating to keep the government open. That is where we're at. That is where we're at. Is it going to work? Well, let's see. What is your experience with negotiating with crazy? How do you negotiate with crazy? I tell you what you don't do. What you don't do is you negotiate with logic. You can't use logic to negotiate with crazy. Only crazy can win over crazy. And she's coming in with a full head of steam because she spent her break, her own private time, further destroying the GOP's functionality.
We should be prepared to hold on and do what is right, to do what our voters sent us to do. But that has not happened this Congress. As a matter of fact, our Republican House majority has failed completely.
More.
But let's talk about what this really is, Steve. This is a war on Christianity. The Ukrainian government is attacking Christians. Russia is not doing that. They're not attacking Christianity. As a matter of fact, they seem to be protecting it. So that's something else that's clear and obvious to many people that are looking closely at what's going on.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Does she really have that long white couch just facing nothing? That is called boss decor. She don't got the time or apparently the money for a TV. She just sits there and stares at the wall and thinks about how to further destroy the GOP. Now that is commitment. Now, about what you said, you know how wrong you gotta be to get corrected by Elon Musk's website? Not to mention, Ukraine is 85% Christian. That's according to a survey by the Kiev International Institute of Sociology. Do you know how high 85% is? That is the percentage of your colleagues that would help you pack when you finally get voted out of office. It is also the percentage chance that Trump stared directly at the eclipse. And I gotta ask you, what is this persecution complex, the war on Christianity? Like, to say it's a war on religion is one thing, but specifically a war on Christianity. So Islam and Judaism just standing there like, word? So you're the one that's being persecuted, even though Islamophobia been hot since 2001. And we're having this whole national debate about anti-Semitism and what constitutes it and what doesn't. But Christianity is the one that's having the war being waged on it. Okay, I understand. This sounds a lot like that war on freedom that W used to talk about. Oh, okay, yeah. No, it's not that we meddle in their affair. They just hate our freedom. Yeah, they just hate our freedom. What our freedom to meddle in their affairs. That's mostly what they hate. What's that? Oh, she's not done? Okay, I'm gonna let her continue her work.
Mike Johnson has completely changed his character in a matter of about 5 months after he has become Speaker of the House. Mike Johnson is a Christian. He called himself a conservative, always has been. He's a Republican member, but yet here we are after the minibus was passed just almost 2 weeks ago in Washington. But no, Mike Johnson has made a complete departure of who he is and what he stands for. And to the point where people are literally asking, is he blackmailed? What is wrong with him? Because he's completely disconnected with what we want.
Do you think he is being blackmailed?
I have no idea.
You gotta love the use of some people. I gotta start using that. Some people, hey, some people said they saw you out at the club last night. What you talking about? I was with you last night. Some people be talking, man. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. You got so much done, Marge. I almost regret you coming back to work, especially since that means that I no longer have that 1,000-yard buffer. But that, by the way, that is nothing compared to the relief that your colleagues feel.
My experience with Marjorie is people have talked to her about not filing articles of impeachment on President Biden before he was sworn into office, on not filing articles of impeachment that were groundless on other individuals in the Biden administration. And she was never moved by that. She was always focused on her social media account. And Moscow Marjorie is focused now on this Ukraine issue and getting her talking points from the Kremlin and making sure that she is popular and she is getting a lot of coverage.
Moscow Marjorie, not bad.
It's a performance art theater. I mean, that's really what the House has become, is performance theater, mainly for the Republicans. It's all about how loud and angry can you be, because you'll get retweets, you'll get, Instagram, you'll be on the news. It's all about trying to yell at whoever's testifying in front of your committee so that Fox News covers it that night. And that's like a huge win in the office, and everybody in your staff celebrates because you made the clip on Hannity or whatever. And so there's a lot of people that are serious that are just saying it's not worth it.
Yes, exactly. And that's why she's our secret weapon. You keep doing you, Capitol Hill Karen.
I was fed up with Republicans not following through. Republicans have a very, very bad habit of making promises on the campaign trail, making promises to you on television, talking tough against the Democrats' agenda, and then doing nothing to stop it.
Yes, yes.